Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Melanie from Venture Chiropractic, and today I have invited Jenny Stevens from 40 Weeks Well into the office. We're going to be talking so you can get to know her a little bit better. And there is a class that I am so excited to be asked to host. Jenny and Jackie are putting together postpartum, how to prep for it. There's so much good information that they are going to share with us on December 9th. 6 to 7 at our office that I invite you all to come. And leading up to that, I want you to get to know Jenny a little bit better as well. So I'm going to be asking her a couple of questions. Come with questions as you come to the class, or email me and I'll make sure I get you in contact with Jenny. Her links to her social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, all of that will be in the captions below. So make sure you check her out. So Jenny, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
I guess first, so we can share the wealth of information that you have in this little period of time. If you could tell me a little bit more about your business, 40 Weeks Well, and kind of what prompted you to start sharing what you know.
Yes, well, I've been passionate about nutrition, since I was a girl. The first time I started thinking about nutrition, I think I was 8 years old. So it's just been part of my spirit and consciousness for a long, long time. When my daughter got pregnant about 2 years ago, she began to work with a doula, and in that, it sparked the idea of, hey, this is my opportunity to really pull together a very direct way to help women and help young families, help the next generation, because working with pregnant moms will truly, truly make a difference in the next generation as they have healthier babies. So 40 Weeks Well, the thrust of the business is actually three prongs. To truly have a well-nourished pregnancy experience, you should be planning 40 weeks before you get pregnant in the preconception period, 40 weeks during your pregnancy, and then finally 40 weeks in the postpartum, which I know you look at that and that's a lot of weeks to be working with, but truly, if you want to set up your fertility and the reproduction and the growth of the baby, and then also the healing of the mom and the nourishment of the baby after birth occurs, it's definitely a very directed and intentional process.
Absolutely.
And if somebody gets in touch with me and they've passed some of those stages, or you're in the postpartum period, that's okay. We start wherever you're at. And
I love that, because there's no better time to start than now.
Yes.
And you do the best with the knowledge you have at that time.
Absolutely.
And I love working with individuals in the community like yourself, because it's a team effort, right?
Yes.
And parenting, I think the biggest lesson that I learned is you can't do it on your own. Though you may really want to, you need a lot of people and resources, and even reminders to support you through that process.
Yes.
So what kind of prompted birth and postpartum doula work that you're also getting into?
I absolutely have to give the credit of that to my eldest daughter, because I hadn't even pondered the idea of doulaism whatsoever. I was just like, I didn't have one when I had my 2 kids, none of that. But she connected with a doula in her community in the state of Virginia, and this woman, has been doing doula work for over 20 years and is so amazing. After my daughter had her first meeting with this woman, whose name is Debbie, she called me on her way home and she said, "Mom, this woman reminds me so much of you. I really think you should look into what it means to be a doula." And I was like, well, all right, you've known me for quite some time, so maybe I should heed your advice and at least look into it. So I did, and talked with her doula extensively, and thought, the least I can do is, jump into a certification program and, just see how this rolls out. Well, one of the greatest joys of my life was to be able to attend my daughter during her birth, and I had already gone through the majority of my doula training by then, and working side by side with her very experienced doula, Debbie, and it completely changed my life. It truly, it's being able to serve a woman and her partner during that time of birth I have no other word for it than otherworldly. It's like you leave your place on earth and you go to this different place of, we are bringing a new life into breath, and I am helping this mother to be empowered and have the experience that really serves her heart the most.
Sure.
And it takes purpose, and it takes a person, a doula, to be there through the entire process. Because even if the woman has a partner by her side, that partner doesn't know, oh, what stage are we in labor? Like, she's looking like she's in a lot of pain. I don't know what to do now. It's not their specialty. It's not their profession. And so to just have somebody there in the room the entire time, because the nurse is not there the entire time, the doctor is just popping in and out. But at that every single contraction, just to be there encouraging and directing and serving. There's so many times where it's like, I need more ice water, or I need you don't want to have the partner leave to go do that. And you don't want to wait for 30 minutes for the nurse to be able to attend to that, because she needs it now.
Yes, the one thing I think anyone who's had a baby or have been part of a birth experience is that there's no timeline.
Yes.
It's all at the, however it unfolds is so unique.
Yes.
We all can share our own individual experience. At the end, we have a baby.
Yes.
But that's about the only thing that's similar.
Yeah, that's the only common thread.
Only common thread. So that's amazing. I love the role reversal of daughter giving mom advice.
Oh man, that's the story of my life. I'm like, you are so wise. How can I learn from you more?
So touching on a little bit more to the functional nutritionist, what does that look like and really mean to you?
So functional nutrition falls under the umbrella of functional medicine, which I don't know if it doesn't seem like it is a huge thing here in the Fargo community, but there's definitely pockets around the country where functional medicine is kind of the up and coming thing. It's really where we are looking at not only the person as a whole, but really looking at their entire life as affecting the signs and symptoms that are being shown today. Because it's never just this individual box of, okay, signs and symptoms, this is the only thing we're treating. We're treating all of life that led up to this current sign and symptom. So functional nutrition, one of my key phrases is, let's back it up. Let's back it up. You're having this pain or this heartburn or this skin issue or just any myriad of things. Let's not just look at that one individual thing. Let's back it up, because there's a history of what this person's life has been that has led to what is occurring right now. So trying to walk through that history and really discovering what that root is, and working through a process to heal that root or heal that source. Which does not happen overnight, because you did not get to this place of dis-ease overnight either. So the two, go hand in hand.
I think it's such a great thing, because it's embedded in us that you've listened to pain, and pain is your dictator, and signs and symptoms are, and it's a very poor indication of our health.
Right.
It tells us things that are important to listen to, but knowing when did you last feel well
Right.
is such a powerful question,
Right.
because that can tell us what happened
Mm-hmm.
in the weeks, months, even years leading to the
Absolutely.
place where that you unfortunately are finding yourself. Services that you offer with your birth and postpartum doula, what does that look like for the moms out there?
Yes. So everything can, my services are so broad. As far as birth services, I can work with a mom leading up to her birthing experience. There's things with exercising and breathing and nutrition, and there's techniques of rebozo and spinning babies and things that are kind of like, you want me to like get into that position? Like, really?
Yeah.
Really, really unique things that to do with your body to, whether it's alleviate pressure on your hips or whatever might be experienced by the mom at that point. But then also the key thing is to really get baby into the perfect position for birth. And there's so many things that the mom can do from just a physical positioning standpoint that the days and weeks leading up to her delivering give the baby the room and the space and the gravity to get into a good position for birth. So working in that area prior to birth, then being in the birthing room if that is the parent's desire. I am there the entire time, the moment the mom wants me to be there until the time the mom wants me to leave. And as far as what that looks like in the birthing room, honestly, it is honoring every facet of the mom's birthing plan that I possibly can. When unexpected things come up or things go awry, being there to also support her and be her advocate and educate her on options that might be available, or to say, you know what, this is about the only way we can go right now, and here's why. And just having sort of that peaceful, calm presence in the room at all times. I have techniques to help reduce the discomfort of contractions. It's also so powerful to just have somebody speaking into your ear that you are safe. The mother is going through a process of, I don't know what's happening to my body, I can't control this, it hurts. And just to speak, you are safe. Yeah, you are so safe. You're doing exactly what you need to do. It just brings this calmness, and all of a sudden her cervix can begin to open, and things can begin to relax, and what was not progressing begins to progress. Postpartum wise, it's everything from, every woman needs to relate her birth story and to have a very gracious and understanding ear to listen to her birth story. Good, bad, or indifferent of what her perspective is. It's very healing for her to verbalize that. I do laundry, I rearrange kitchens, I change diapers. The one of the last moms I helped in postpartum, she was like, she had a 2-year-old and a nearly 3-month-old, and she just said, I haven't gone out to lunch with my husband since the day our baby was born. Will you just be here and take, and she was like, I know, I can trust you. I know that everything is going to be fine, and I can just go have lunch with my husband. And she was gone for an hour and a half. The next day I was with her, she said, I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the baby, and then the toddler woke up at 5, and I am so tired. And I said, go take a nap. I got this. The beautiful mom crashed out for 3 hours, and
I love it.
So it's really in that realm of what does mom need to feel like she has 2 feet on the ground again, or a calm brain.
I think like expectations
Yes.
really need to be readjusted and relooked at for everyone. And it can look so different for everyone and what that looks like. But I think the constant pressure to do things a certain way and have it look a certain way, we really just need to surrender and let that go. And I know for me, that is a work in progress to leave control of things and focus on some of that. And it's good reminders. And crying can really help.
Yes.
And this is why too, just the purpose of this class is to give you more information than what you would get in a birth class in a hospital setting. Because it's a deep dive. You start like looking and reading and talking to people, and you find like, wow, I have all of these choices that were never presented to me, or I had no idea that I could do this and not that. And I think too, having people have an informed consent and choices to make it their own gives them more of that ability to go through that process with more confidence and not have guilt or wishes afterwards. So yeah, that's Jackie and Jenny are doing a fantastic job, I think, serving the community and being here for you guys for that. So kind of another question, what do you want new moms to know about food?
Well, to know about foods with new moms is to really realize that God bless the medical community, and I just have such respect for doctors and OBGYNs. They do an amazing work, but the thing that we all need to realize is they had one class on nutrition, and it was at the beginning of their medical school journey. It is not the thrust of their training. It is not what they're asked to know. So the idea that, just drink enough fluids and eat enough calories and you're good to go, it's too simplistic. It's just simply too simplistic. There are things that the baby, when it is developing in your womb, absolutely devours in your system in order for the baby to develop properly. And that is your body's key initiative, and it is, it's what the baby's all about. It's like the baby saying, I need a healthy brain. Yes. I need strong bones. I need this. And here it is inside of mom, and I'm going to go out and grab it. And so once the baby is born, mom needs to replenish her omegas, her omega-3 in particular. There are it's so important to replenish that essential fatty acid in order to alleviate some level of just postpartum mood disorders and just really begin to heal your tissues. Omega-3s in today's food experience are really hard to come by. You have to be very purposeful in getting your omega-3s because they're not going to be in any packaged food. They're not going to be any fast food. So you really need to know, how are you going to get these omega-3s into your diet? Also, the only way your baby will continue to get omega-3s if you're breastfeeding is by mom eating them herself. That's why it's called essential fatty acids. The only way you get it is by eating it. It is an essential nutrient. And then, so that's one area that is almost chronically depleted in women after they've given birth. And then also just really focusing on, another thing is choline. Choline goes through the breast milk, and that is absolutely essential to nourish the baby's brain. Absolutely. So, and probiotics. So those are probably the three key areas. And also balancing out your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Your body needs a lot of protein to rebuild, but in order to not use any of those proteins for energy, you also need to know that you are getting your energy from the carbs that you're eating, and they need to be healthy carbs. So it sounds like a lot of, this is so confusing, there's so much, and there's so many moving parts. Yes and no.
And there's you.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of moving parts, but it's also very doable to go, okay, here is a basic meal plan for a week or for a day or whatever. Or here is a single breakfast that you can get so much of this in just a single meal.
And you establish those habits, like the eating habits and that lifestyle early on. So how amazing for your kids to grow up, seeing you making good choices and seeing food in a positive light.
Right.
And in like its whole form, which is how it should be.
Yes.
I love all of that too. So it, like you said, it can be very complicated, but when you have people like Jenny that you can call and ask questions and she can kind of develop things, the more you practice it, and practice makes permanent, right? So it becomes more of a lifestyle change, which will set you up for the long term.
Yes.
But
yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So if anyone can't make it to the class on December 9th, you have some other free classes also offered at local businesses. So check out their social media page. Again, we're going to have the contacts below so you can check out all of those locations when they're at and various topics that people will be talking about. But how else can people reach you?
More than happy to have people just call or text me. I'm of that age that's perfectly fine. I'm all good for that. So that number will be linked in the video. My email address is jenny@40weekswell. Happy to email. I'm on social media, Instagram and Facebook, both of those under 40 Weeks Well. And my website will soon be launched.
Yes.
So lots and lots of information will be coming through there. There'll be recipes and blog posts and just all kinds of resources. So,
well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, the class will be December 9th from 6 to 7 at our office here at Venture Chiropractic. Please come. You'll learn so much information that you'll be able to start implementing immediately as you leave. And I'll be covering kind of a 30-day line-in period, some basic connections back to the breath, your breath, some gentle exercises to help your body kind of through that period, and most importantly, having you feel comfortable to bond with baby. So we are always here at Venture to help you move better, feel better, and be a better you. Thank you.
Thank you.